AI is evolving fast. Are you ready? Meet AI at FlytBase, your weekly hub to learn, upskill, and stay ahead in AI world. Let's dive into today's session.
We will start the session with AI updates, exciting AI news from this week. Before we move on to the exciting session that Shruti has lined up about SEO and AEO. First things first, so for all marketeers over here, I'm sure most of us are using HubSpot as our CRM at this point. HubSpot has launched something very exciting. It's called Breeze Agents. This is basically custom agents that you can train to give you specific data and do specific work within your CRM and give you specific insights based on your own customer data. And it's very exciting to see that how easy it is to set this up. I'm just going to quickly move to the demo they have shown in the launch.
AI agents directly within HubSpot. Now today I'm going to walk through a ton of product. There's so much I cannot fit into a 30-minute talk. But what I'm going to do up front is give you a 90-second demo. Hello, a detailed prompt with AI. Breeze Studio is your new digital workforce headquarters. Detail. All right, so let's start with this 90-second demo. I'm going to talk you all through it. Your journey with AI agents and hiring your new digital teammates is going to start from the new Breeze Marketplace. Here, you're going to find over 20 new agents that meet the needs of your business across a variety of use cases. For this example, I'm going to install our Call Recap agent. Now, the Call Recap agent has one job: to transform calls into actionable follow-up emails and great call notes. Now, before I use it, I'm going to configure it a bit, the job of the agent manager. You'll see it has a detailed prompt already created by our HubSpot team, but I'm going to add some extra instructions. Now, this is easy orchestration. I'm just telling it what to do in natural language. The agent also has two critical pieces of
as you can see, the setup is almost as easy as just setting up a custom GPT in ChatGPT, right? You're giving it instructions, you're giving it exactly what kind of data to access within HubSpot. Of course, a lot of us have already experimented with using your CRM data, whether from HubSpot or anywhere else, with our own end-to-end workflows with tools like Lindy AI. But I think what makes this specific launch exciting is that now you don't have to go through all that hassle of setting up integration, setting up various webhooks, etc. You're in the native environment of HubSpot itself, and you have access to all of your customer data. And you can just set up these agents to get insights quickly. So Breeze has already launched, and I think you can just go to HubSpot website and get a demo for yourself. Please do let us know how your experience with it is, and we can share our learnings as well. Next up in line is Figma has relaunched Figma AI as First Draft. So earlier, I think a couple of months back, Figma AI got a lot of backlash because of under the name of where is our data going. Now they have put in like various constraints around the data that the AI will be using, and they have relaunched this as a positioning called First Draft, which is basically like in your bottom toolbar of Figma itself, you have this AI icon, and you can just give it a prompt and ask it to create a first draft. Now this is working great for generating prototypes. Of course, like different UI screens, and you can ask it to generate a specific screen within your app. You can ask it to generate the entire UI of an app. It's not working so well for marketing assets. So let's say, for example, you have to make a brochure in Figma, you have to make a flyer, you have to make a certain kind of layout. It's not working as well for that, but definitely digital UIs, it's working super well for that. So you should definitely go ahead and try it. Another cool features, I guess, that they have launched is if you already have an existing design that you're working on, you can also ask AI to make specific changes to it, right? So if you've selected design, you've selected a frame within Figma, if you go to your AI panel and just say, hey, can you show this to me in dark mode, or can you make this design, let's say, more user friendly, and then you will see the AI work on that specific thing. You can also style it according to yourself. You can give it custom instructions for the kind of color palette you want, the kind of font styling you want. So of course, like, this is something that gives you a lot more control over what you're building than simply asking, let's say, a Lovable to build the UI for you. So again, like, something very exciting for us marketers to try out. And thirdly, Claude Sonnet 4.5 has launched now. This also has a bunch of exciting updates within it. Of course, like, the model itself has upgraded a lot and is acting a lot smarter. But specifically feature-wise speaking, so Claude for Chrome is about to launch. They are still in testing mode, and we can join the waitlist. If we go to their website, we can join the waitlist for Claude for Chrome. But this is essentially what you see here is an agentic browser. If any of you have tried Dia browser before or Perplexity's Comet before, you would know how this behaves. Agentic browser mode can basically, you ask it to do things within your browser, like go send this email for me, or update this calendar event for me. Whatever it is that you would do yourself within your browser, you can tell your agent to do it. You can ask questions within your tabs. You can interact with various videos within your browser, etc. Now, people are saying, with whatever I've read on Twitter about Claude for Chrome, this is going to be a much better upgrade compared to Dia browser. So it's exciting. I have already joined the waitlist, and I encourage you guys to do that as well. Now, another thing, this is more for developers. Claude Agent SDKs have updated, and it seems like there's going to be a lot of new exciting things to do within the Claude code environment. And the third thing that's super exciting that has come out is Claude AI Imagine Workspace. So this is the first big leap that has come into mainstream for generative UI. So if you go to claude.ai/imagine, you will enter an interface where basically you enter a prompt. Let's say I have entered a prompt for make a diet planning dashboard for me. It creates screens based on my interaction with it. So it creates a first screen, and let's say if I have gone to the first meal, right? If I've clicked on the first meal within my dashboard, the next step that will happen is it will generate the screen of that specific meal, or basically the recipe for that meal based on my interaction. So whether if you're in that planning state that, hey, I have this crazy idea for an app, but I don't know how exactly will it work, what kind of screens do I want, I think this is a great way to experiment with your prototypes. Also, this is one of those things where we are sort of entering the zone of no static screens or no static software, which we have always, at FlytBase, we always talk about this, that software is dead. This is one of those big leaps where software will actually start being dead, and everyone will have a very personalized experience for their own UIs. So this is what's up in AI this week, and now I'm going to hand over the session to Shruti. Shruti, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm very much.
Hi there. So we're very excited to see your hacks for AEO and SEO. Let's dive right into it.
Cool. Thanks, Kanchi. That was some good news out there. Let's actually straight move ahead to the session. Give me a second. I'll just press end. Okay. Just let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yep.
Cool. Works. So AI came into picture almost a year back into my life, and I was wondering how is it that I stream AI and marketing together, and what are the different workflows that can come through, what could be done, and a lot of other things. And Nitin and everybody at FlytBase also finally came across, and then we decided that the next moat in the entire industry after AI came into picture is speed. So speed is the moat. Now, if speed is the mode, we can also agree that speed to revenue is also part of it. And then speed to GTM is also part of it. And if we are talking to speed to GTM, then it means speed to customers. But the basic problem out there was that, or the basic problem for me was that, how do I reach my customers at the speed that I need to reach? With AI, I knew there were a lot of boundaries. There were a lot of boundaries that were broken. There were a lot of things, workflows that I could make. But I was always stuck in this loop of, what exactly can I do? What should I do? What can make me reach the customer faster? So that question is where I reached at this point. So I was always under the assumption that as a marketer, we have a lot of distribution channels, right? We can start with emails, we can start with newsletters, we can do a lot of other things. It's like hundreds of campaigns that we can run through different distribution channels and everything like that. So my next doubt was, okay, if I need to reach my customers faster, do I have to go into GA and see which medium is working much better, which source is working much better, through which page am I getting the leads more, or what is the campaign that is working better? Was that the way that I need to go by, or was it that I have to rethink the entire process? So that's when my friend ChatGPT came into picture. I really wanted to go and I'm a very ChatGPT girl. So I went to it and I just asked, what are the top 3 channels which will give me the fastest revenue in the AI era as a marketer? And boom, that's where the answer came up. With the trends and everything, I had already seen it working, but just another validation from AI. So there was video, there were newsletters, and there were content hubs. And I have always been a content marketer from the beginning of my marketing career. So it's been 2 years since. And content, I'm seeing it in the third place, not in any order, but seeing it out there, I felt like it's something that I can leap on immediately, like a low hanging fruit. So that's the reason why I dived into it. And now while diving into it, I did realize that, maybe what we thought about SEO and everything like that was all about just keywords. So just about a year back, or maybe 2 years back, rolling back, when I joined my company, they were like, SEO, keywords, let's work on the keywords, let's write multiple blogs, let's do multiple landing pages, web pages, websites. There were a lot of things on keywords. And then came AEO, GEO, and this entire keyword analogy started changing. Like people were not a lot around keywords, it was more around intent. And that's where the entire differentiation came up. So answer engine optimization, and then generative engine optimization, and then SEO and everything together. I was like, okay, now what should I focus on? How is it exactly different, and what should I do about it? So I think no matter what, it all signaled to one thing, which is intent. Though through keywords, we used to do that before, like we used to look for keywords which were of higher intent. We used to look for long tail keywords, short tail keywords. But a lot of it changed when it came to AEO. It maybe became more about phrases. Like if I want to look for a restaurant nearby, it's not going to end up as which is the closest restaurant nearby. It's going to be more about when it answers back, I'm going to be like, okay, out of this, which is an Italian restaurant, okay, out of this, which restaurant has this particular dish? The questions keep following. And in AU, what happens is that if you don't rank for every one of these, you end up losing at some point, not the other. So it was a very complicated thing. And for me, the first question was, how am I supposed to understand the user intent? So there was a Ahref before, there was SEMrush before, there were multiple other tools to understand SEO keywords, but the same thing didn't exist for AEO. And for me to find out why the customers are coming to us using ChatGPT, because we were getting traffic, we were getting a lot of users through inbounds, through ChatGPT, but I had no idea why they were coming in. And that made it a lot more difficult, a lot more things happen. And that's where this entire process started. So coming to the solutioning part, I first started with a solution which I created almost 4-5 months back. So a little outdated, but I would love to show that just to see how all of you are taking a stand on it. So this is basically a tofu blog generator, which was the most easiest thing I could think of at that point. What this does is basically, we used to get most of our traffic from ChatGPT. So I decided to use ChatGPT as my main LLM head. So now what I've done is that I've fed this first agent of mine. Just to give a run through, this is made on an application called Make. No major choice like why I made it on Make. It's just that I was used to Make, so I tried making it on Make. You can use various other tools like N10, NREV, and various other tools as well. So coming back, basically this first agent that you see out here is very equipped of what FlytBase does and who our primary ICPs are, who our competitors are, which is our favorite, which is our focus industries, which is our focus use cases and everything as such. And I have told it that you need to generate like 10 natural language questions that people might ask ChatGPT when looking for us. Okay. And then what it did is generate, those 10 different natural language questions, which then I iterated through ChatGPT itself. So what I did was I sent each of those prompts in ChatGPT and then asked ChatGPT itself to go through that answer that the ChatGPT is giving and see if FlytBase is mentioned in that answer. And in case if FlytBase is not cited and if it's not answered, and blog automatically gets generated out of it. And then naturally it goes by like as if it comes on a sheet and then we can review it from the sheet, and then it goes to Slack where the others can review as well, and then it gets published on Webflow. So that was the entire process that went through for making this. And my thought process was for this was that it would be much more easier if I can ask the AI itself to let us know like what exactly are you, what are the natural prompts that people could possibly write, what are the natural answers that would come to those prompts, and how is it that FlytBase can get through it, or reach that stage where we can also start ranking for those. So this is one flow, but this is basically for tofu. Now there's a very sliver line between tofu blogs and bofo blogs right now is what I feel, because tofu is things that maybe even I have no idea that people are thinking about FlytBase or the drone industry, but bofo are some things that I know for sure that our customers are looking for, or our customers want to hear about or learn about and everything. So for that, for me, I felt my basic source could be my customer calls. So our customer calls are always recorded by meeting notes, like how Raj's note taker is there. We always have a note taker in all of our meeting notes. That brings us to our second flow. So what I did was I created an entire flow using my call notes. Let me show you that. This was entirely created on Claude Code. Claude Code has a concept of agents and sub-agents, and that's the reason why I wanted to experiment with Claude Code. But given all of that, I just wanted to go through Claude Code and see how exactly it can use MCP. So there is something called Zapier MCP. If a few of you have not used it yet, it's very nice. You get like around 100 planned tasks, and it's very good for your first MCP server and everything. It basically connects to all your apps, so you can just connect it over here all together instead of connecting each of the MCP separately, and then you can use the Zapier MCP on your Claude Code. If you've attended Kaushal session before, Kaushal would have mentioned about this as well. But yeah, so I connected my Slack, I connected my Gmail, my HubSpot, my Google Drive, and most of everything that I can connect into Zapier MCP, and I had this connected to my Claude Code. I hope it's visible. Please let me know if it's not. So out here, I have created a complete MCP server, and let's go. Give me a second. This is taking a while. Okay. So now what happens here is that, cool. So now what happens here is that I have set up a flow with this. I went and told it that I have a problem of this, that where I want to take signals from my customer calls and then generate blogs out of it. So we ideated together, Claude and I, and then we came up with the solution of how we can connect it to Slack, because I was unable to connect it to Circleback. And from Slack, it started taking up, various call notes and everything like that. Just give me a second. I can put a prompt so I can explain it to you through it. Can you go through the steps that you would take to generate a blog in marketing material? So as you can see over here, it has mentioned the to-dos. Basically, it goes through the call notes, which is we have a channel on Slack called CBN, which has the transcripts and all the details of what the call is and everything as such. So it goes through the channel. It takes out all the relevant topics, the pain points, the insights, the real world use cases, and that is what the first agent does. That's the step one. And the second agent, from that, it picks up a lot of web research of something that is answering to all of those pain points, insights, real world use cases, and it does a little bit of competitor analysis of any of our competitors who've written about it and everything like that. And if there's any content gaps, it brings all of that information. And then we have the next agent, which goes through the guardrails. So Claude and I, we connected it to Google Drive, right? So it went into my Google Drive, looked through all the blogs I've written, all the press releases I've written, and it made its own version of how I write my blogs and how I'm supposed to, what is my voice, what is my language, what is my personality. It had everything. So this is 0% written by me. Claude has analyzed all the blogs and all the press releases that I've written, and it has written this entire guidelines by itself, though check by me later. But yeah, so it set those guardrails in, and then after that, the last part of it is content generation. So once you finish all of these three parts, it's ready to write its own content. So it formats the content, it writes it in a particular way, and then you get your blog out of it. Now creating blogs became a lot more easier. Like I'm getting all the trends from it. I'm getting what blog needs to be written. I get the blog written as well. So it's all done. The loop is closed. But what I realized is that just connecting it to Slack doesn't just solve this problem of it. It also solves another problem where you sort of, as marketing people or as a marketeer, I don't get much on customer calls, and I always tend to miss out on exactly what's the problem statements, what's the pain points that people are going through, and how do I access that. Now, since this is connected to Slack with one prompt, I've created an agent which goes through my entire call transcripts, and then it generates blogs as such. Like, it gives me blog topics every day basis the calls of the previous day on how we could write the blog and why should we write the blog and what should we highlight it on. Now, this is a very good way of giving me the information. So the blog writer also has the information of why it needs to write the blog and what needs to be written in it and everything as such as well. So that is how detailed the BOFU blogs have become. And successfully right now, we are able to publish around 2 to 3 blogs a day because of this. And I mean, we're publishing in different languages as well. So it's gotten a lot more easier, and the content pipeline is also moving a little faster. And the problem that I told you before, where the intent keeps lying far away and I don't know what to write, that gets solved much faster. So the gap is closed really fast. So this is basically the entire solution of what I've created and what is the impact. That's all from my side, guys. So any questions, do let me know.
So that was very interesting, Shruti. Like, I don't know how many people are already familiar with Claude Code and MCPs and all of those things. If anybody wants to like kind of ask questions or dive deeper into those topics, maybe this is the chance.
Hi, Shalini.
Shalini, you can just speak up on the microphone.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm so sorry. Hi. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're good.
Great. So it's been like 8 months that I'm doing B2B SaaS content. And because of AI, my role is kind of like the lines have blurred. I'm into social media. I'm thinking of content. And our company, they have created this tool, okay, where it picks up keywords from Perplexity Pro and Claude writes the content. We have to create projects in it, like whether we want bofu, mofu, or tofu, okay, depending, like wherever we were, whatever the query says. But your the flow, I really loved it. Like you are connecting Zapier and everything. So if I wanted to do it, if I wanted to begin, what would be the first step? Like, see, whatever you have given the outlet, whatever you have shown today, must have started from somewhere, right? But if I want to do it, if I want to walk there up to that point, from where do I begin? That's my question.
Shalini, fun question. So, Nitin here had conducted a boost camp for us almost 4 months back. This is when this idea popped up in me. So, I had the same problem statement as you, where I felt like content is going to be something that is not going to be in my forte anymore. And as a content marketer, I didn't want to give up on it. So, I wanted to look for opportunities on how to make it better. So the first thing that I did was I made a project for myself on ChatGPT. Like I said, I'm a ChatGPT girl. So I made a project on ChatGPT and I started putting across all my problems. And then after that, I told it that this is the traffic of my website. These are the website leads that's coming in. And this is how the entire thing is looking like. Now you tell me, is there something I can do with this information? And is there a flow I can create for this using my content marketing speciality and everything as such? So that was my first prompt, and it's from there that I understood that these are the different workflows that I can create, and these are the different ways that I can think about it and everything as such. So I would recommend you going through that. But
You can call him Vision Thursday. One thing I will say.
sorry.
He has to see when he has to study for the next day, right?
Guru, can you please mute? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was the starting point. But if you're asking on the execution side of things, naturally Zapier MCP was something that was introduced to me by one of my colleagues at FlytBase. So that's the reason why I started creating this entire thing on Claude Code. And since it has agents and it's almost similar to Claude, it looks like a terminal. Trust me, it's just like a normal chat. So you can just go and chat out there. It's not as complicated as it sounds. So I just went there. I went and told it again my problem statement. And then we sat and chatted together and we found a solution for it. And that's how this entire workflow got set up on Claude Code as well. So I think the simple answer is that just go with your problem, chat with it, ideate with it, and it can come up with, one of the most beautiful solutions. And if you're looking for tools, you can naturally contact us. We can help you with it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No issues.
Thank you.
I think the interesting takeaway here is what Shruti showed with Claude Code. So Claude Code is this agentic framework. Here you are not giving one prompt at a time, but whatever you ask it to do, it will plan the task and it will do all those steps for you. So it is much more than just using a basic LLM. It's a complete agent sitting on top of an LLM. So that is what was very powerful, because now, like Shruti showed, she was able to create the structure for her blogs, and she was able to create this entire workflow of what it needs to do. So like looking up those Slack channels, looking up those transcripts, coming up with those ideas and those 4 steps that she should. And once you learn how to use that, you can like think of now so many ideas of where similar systems can be built and deployed to streamline a lot of your work.
That's right. That's right. That's the most cool thing about Claude Code. Yeah.
Great. Any other questions? Yeah. There are no other questions. Maybe we can close. Or Guru, do you have a question? You're mute if you're now
Would you folks be sharing a recording by any chance? This is very
Yeah.
helpful. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, we'll do that. Yes. Great. I think Shruti, that was really very interesting, but quite heavy for a lot of new users who might not be familiar with Claude Code and MCPs, etc. But I think this will be a good opportunity for people to try it out, because Claude Code, a lot of people think is only for coding. It is for not just for coding, but for pretty much everything. And once you connect it with your MCPs, and then it becomes super powerful. So do try it out.
Yes. And do let us know if you need any help.
Right. So, Kanchi, maybe you can post the link. Is it already there? For people to join the WhatsApp group in case you need any help, or if you have any questions, you can just ask on that WhatsApp group. Kanchi, can you please share? Yeah. So thanks again, Shruti. That was super cool. And I hope everyone will try it out. And again, like if you have any questions, if you need help, just reach out.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Happy Dasra.
Thanks, Shruti. Happy Dasara, everyone.